Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. I mean, I thought both sides of the ball actually did well. Defense, situational football, obviously when you're not in full pads and you're in tag mode, there's no explosive plays. So it's really good for the offense to work those scenarios where you're not getting explosive plays. You're not breaking off explosive runs. If you have a good run, it's 5 yards, right? So it's really good work for both sides of the ball to work bending but not breaking after giving up a big play on defense, right, or giving up an extended drive. But on offense, right, having to be consistent for 12 to 15 plays, which is challenging.
So you have some experience in the secondary, but I mean, what have you seen from the young DBs, the freshmen that have been out there?
Yeah, I think we hit on them. I think those are really good football players. I think there's a few of them that can play for us this year.
Kenny, what's the plan now tomorrow for tomorrow? You got through today. What's the plan for tomorrow?
We're going to scrimmage tomorrow, hit 15 minutes special teams in the middle of the scrimmage. So we won't hit, the only special team we'll hit in the scrimmage is field goal block. We'll try to get about 80 to 100 plays. I would say we're going to get 1 to 2 drives with guys that have established themselves in positions. And we'll get 6 to 8 drives with guys that are in position battles and guys that need work. But I think you're going to see some of those guys will get pulled earlier than they have, get off the field, and go be coaches and teammates.
Have you gotten what you want out of this from a team bonding, get to know each other standpoint?
Yeah, I think the guys they're growing together every day. I mean, just doing the fight song up there. We hiked the mountain yesterday, and we got up there. We put a shirt up there, and half the guys wanted to keep hiking to the way top. So it's fun to see the guys get out of their comfort zone and realize they enjoy it. I think that's the biggest thing is you get trapped in your own world of whatever that world is, wherever you're from, and you don't understand what's actually out there, and you're obviously scared of the unknown until you're in it. And then when you're in it, you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. We had guys at the top of the mountain looking out saying, man, this looks like a Hallmark card, right? They've never seen it. And it's just so rewarding to see guys like experience something for the first time that you take for granted, that tons of people take for granted. For them, this is it's a pretty cool experience.
What you got planned the rest of today?
Rest of the day, well, we have this thing called the Sun Devil Olympics, where we split up into 10 teams that have nothing to do with position groups or age, to get to know each other. And we've been doing tournaments, competitions along all fall camp at night. So today's competition is dodgeball. Right, so they're setting up for dodgeball. They get points. Winning team gets some swag at the end, gets some bragging rights at the end of all fall camp, which concludes on Wednesday.
How would you assess how the coaching staff was in dodgeball?
Horrible. I mean, to be honest, Coach Samples was pretty bad. He got out in like 10 seconds, and he's gonna be really mad I said that too. He's fiery.
Is that why they're coaches and not athletes anymore?
Yeah, well, the ironic part was Coach Samples was the best player of everybody on the dodgeball field right there. He was the 5-star wideout back in the day. So, for BC to get him early, that's going to hurt.
What would it mean tomorrow to have a pretty good crowd? They're expecting a pretty good crowd to show up.
It's great. Our kids, these are still 18 to 22-year-old kids. They feed off of the energy of the people. These practices have been better up here, not just because the cool air, not just because the turf, not because the Camp Tontozona and the things that happened here in the past. It's the fans and people seeing that it matters. Like, you respond better when people know it matters, when people see it's beyond you, right? And seeing everybody out here, seeing the valley and the city and the community drive up here and want to be involved. Our kids feed off that because they can see it's bigger than them.
Coach, what can you share about Jake's situation, the NCAA allegedly denying his eligibility for this year?
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous, to be honest. I think it's a kid who's an unbelievable kid who went through a lot, and college football is supposed to be about helping kids achieve their dreams, helping them become young men, and that's very disappointing that I think this game helps Jake Smith. I think Jake Smith's last 6 months here, growing and maturing as a young man who's had a lot of ups and downs and who's had a high in his life right now, for him to have to face that when he's on an upward trajectory is the opposite of what college athletics is supposed to be, because it should be about helping the student athlete. And I think that decision is hurting our student athlete. And I think it's not just hurting ours. I think there's other kids around the country. And I understand there's people that take advantage of rules and try to manipulate the system in poor taste. But at the same token, that's part of life. People are always going to manipulate whatever rules you have. There's nothing you can do about it. So you better do right to the people who are doing it right. And Jake Smith does it right.
I know that you're talented wide receiver. What impact does that have there?
Yeah, Jake's explosive. I mean, Jake's a really, really, really good football player, and it definitely affects the football team. But more importantly, Jake's battled and been through so much in his football career, and to have something that means so much to him taken away after all the work he put in, I just, it's not the right thing to do for the kid. And everything we should do in college athletics should be about the kids, not the adults.
How's the quarterback situation come along, the battle?
It's good. I mean, it's a good battle. It's back and forth. It's hard to sit out there, right, if you're not in the meetings and have a clue, no offense, because you don't know what group they're going with. You don't know what call we had. We script things versus defensive calls that are bad plays on purpose. We'll script 6 plays for a quarterback where we know they're horrible plays because I want to see how they respond. Everybody may say that guy had a horrible day because he was 6 for 37. Little did you guys know, we put him in the most adverse situations possible today to see, did this dude make catastrophic mistakes or did this dude not make catastrophic mistakes? And I think some guys are stepping up in that category of not making catastrophics and keeping us in rhythm and on pace.
It's a hot topic with the fans I've talked to today and yesterday, just saying, wonder who the quarterback's going to be, wonder what's going on.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Coach, I want to go back to that energy aspect you were talking about. It's been 2 days in a row now we've seen that from the defense, getting loud, getting amped. How important is that, and do you think there's room for the offense to grow on that front as well?
Yeah, I think the cheering is I don't want rah-rah guys who just cheer and wave towels, right? You have to play to your personality, right? I think our defense is that personality. They're the people that are going to be bouncing around and jumping around and cheering and celebrating, right? That's great. Then bring that type of juice. Offense doesn't really have that same energy. That doesn't mean they should just mimic them. You have to play and bring energy that you bring naturally, that's not fake. You can't just try to bring fake energy all the time. People see through that. So I think the defense is just different personalities than the offense. So they're going to show different energies and different types of energies. So I wouldn't want to see our offense necessarily doing that. Would I want to see them being intense and fiery? Yes, like Jalen Conyers play. Yes. Now how do we control it? Because we were a lot better today, but there were still 3 instances where I thought we kind of lost control of ourselves, right, in a moment. And can you channel that passion, channel that energy, and push it in the right direction? And if you can learn to channel that, it's not just going to help you on the football field, it's going to help you in life, because you're going to be faced with situations where you want to respond a certain way, and you got to find a way to channel it. Take a deep breath, walk away, and use that as fuel moving forward.
Time for dodgeball.
I got to see my family first.